That's a funny noise. Yeah, I think it's safe to say the disk drive's dead. Because I really don't think it should be making that noise. I think the belt's gone. Hey folks, how you doing? Back with the compact Armada for another look, because last time I used it, we had a look at the machine, we cleaned it up, we found it's got a couple of faults with it. Firstly, the left click, the trackpad doesn't work, but who cares? I have a frog mouse, so I don't care. The other fault we've got was the disk drive, which is dead, and it sounds like the motor's running, but it can't quite get a grip, so I assumed the belt had gone in it. So that's what I'm going to look at in this video. I did make a start on it, and I have gone and pulled the belt out, which is kind of there. So let me zoom in on that. And yeah, it is kind of stuck in that shape as well, and it's brittle as anything. There's no give in it at all. There's no stretch left in it, so it's safe to say the belt's perished. Do you know what? I'm just happy it didn't turn into a big pile of goo in there and I didn't have to mop it out. But yeah, let's put a new belt in, shall we, and see if it brings this disk drive back to life. So let's get the drive out. So there's a release button just at the back, and there it goes. Okay, there's the unit. So let's see about getting into the case. How did I do this? I think, yeah, there's just some little pop clips that we just need to dislodge along the sides. There it goes. Okay, we've got the connector at the back. We can just move that out the way. So that's free, and the rest of the drive should pull out, he says. There it goes. Yeah. So now we need to get inside. Just let me reposition the camera slightly. Okay, so what have we got? We've got 2 screws at the back and 2 screws at the side. So let's just take them out and we should be able to remove this top plate. And that should come away. There's a little locking tab on the side there, so just be mindful. One side, there's the other, and we're into the drive. Okay, so what I'll do while I'm in here is I'll clean the head. I will grease up the worm gear as well, and obviously we'll replace that belt. So I need to get this top part of the mechanism out, which I think, if I remember, just lifts up. So let me reposition the camera slightly so you can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. That gently should just lift up. I'll take control of the, I'll just take hold of the head so it doesn't go crashing. There we go. So we've got the motor at the back there that feeds through this idler and around the pulley which will drive the disc, and then back again. We've got the head there that we can clean, we've got a worm gear there that we can clean, and of course the rail that the head slides on, that'll be that's worth cleaning as well, I think. So let's do that first. Thinking about it, let me get some silicone lube and let's just clean that up. In fact, no. What we will do first, I think, is we'll clean the head. So I've got a little bit of IPA, a cloth, and we'll just give this head a very gentle clean. Okay. Right, so for this, a cotton bud would probably be better, or a Q-tip if you're American, I suppose. But I don't have one, I have a cocktail stick, it works fine. I'm just going to put a little bit of silicone lube just on that worm gear at the back. Just so it can run nice and free. Doesn't take much. In fact, if you put too much in, you're going to cause yourself a problem because you're just going to risk spreading it around the mechanism. And it'll get somewhere you don't want it to be. And we'll just put a little bit on the guide rail as well. And you don't need to put that much on. As the mechanism moves, it will work its way into where it needs to be. So there we go. Right, so I need to find a belt about that size, and yeah, I've bought a few, so hopefully I can find a size that's close enough to what I need. We'll see. These seem to be a little bit wider than what originally came with the drive, so I'm hoping they're good enough. They may or may not work. I guess we'll find out. But let's see what we've got. Let's have a look at the sizes. So let's go for this one first. Do you know, actually, that's not bad. That's not bad. It might be a little bit, I don't know. I don't want it to be too big, obviously, but I don't want it to be that much smaller either. I don't know. We can try it, I suppose, or we can go for a slightly smaller one maybe. That I think is too small. See, if it's too big it'll slip. And I won't know until I put the whole drive back together again, so let's try and get the best size we can. That's a little bit smaller than the first one. Right, I'm going to go with this slightly smaller one, and if it's too tight, we can always up to the bigger size. So let's give it a go. So for this, I'm going to need to remove the motor, which is here. So there's 2 screws holding that in place. As my hand completely blocks the shot, but yes, they are here and here. So just let me get those screws out of the way with my magnetic screwdriver. And we should be able to lift the motor right out. There it is. So I need to get the belt. Let's get it on the big pulley first. See if it actually fits. I mean, this might be no good, this belt, I don't know. It might be too big for the groove, but we'll see. So it needs to feed round. Like that. Then it's going to need to hook around the motor. And I need to make sure there's no kinks in it as well. And then I'll tension it on the idler, I think, once it's in place. Just try and hook it round the pulley on the motor, which is actually easier said than done. That seems to have it. That's putting tension on it now. Obviously that's not correct at the moment, but I just want to hook it onto the motor. Let's get a screw in the motor to hold that in place. Just loosely. Just to stop it flapping around. Okay. Now I need to get the belt round the idler. Hope there's no kinks in it. That looks right. Okay, so that's in and that's turning. What I need to do now is just have a little bit of a look on the magnification and make sure there's no twists in it, because that will really cause it problems. So I'll just do that and then we'll come back. Okay, so it did have a twist in it, so it was acting the goat a little bit, but I've corrected it and it seems to run really smooth. Time will tell. The belt is a little bit thicker than the original, but it doesn't seem to be fouling anything, so I suppose we'll give it a go and we'll just see how it runs. It's all we can do, isn't it, really? So let's put it back together. Let's put it back in the system and see if it actually works, I suppose. Alright, let's give it a go. Yeah, okay, so I suppose we'll give it a go. And I've got a box of floppy disks with games on it somewhere. I don't know, it's walked off, I can't find it. So I've grabbed this instead because it was handy on the shelf, and it is Microsoft Office on 25 disks for the installation, but it's fine. It's just something that will identify whether this disk drive is working or not, so we'll put the first one in. Label's actually fallen off with age, but yeah, these are genuine discs. And well, it sounds healthier. Let me just zoom in, and yeah, straight away that's reading discs. So success. Yes, brilliant, that's working. It's not making that horrible whirring noise anymore. Let me see if I can find a better disc for an example. I must have one. Yeah, do you know, I've found Doom on 5 floppy disks. So let's give that a go. This will give it a test. So let's try the first one. I haven't used these discs for a long time. Refresh that. Sounding good, and yeah, we're reading the contents of the disc, but can it actually run the game? Let's see. Seems to work. C drive is fine. I'll speed this up. I'll save you some time. I've got to sit through it, but you don't. Oh, by the way, these discs were made using the application it included on the Doom CDs, which I did pay for, so if this looks like a pirated copy, it isn't. Just thought I'd mention it. Okay, that seems to have installed. Let's see if I can actually play it. So, Doom running under Windows 95. Oh yeah. Okay, so at this point I had to mute the video because I've got the Doom music playing and I'm not sure if it's copyrighted or not, so I'm going to play it safe and just remove it altogether. But yeah, it works beautifully. The disk drive's fully functional now, and I can now play Doom, and yeah, this was me for the rest of the evening playing this game, so all's well that ends well. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.